Knicks Nation, happy opening night, Knicks fans. Welcome in KFTV, and we're talking Knicks, we're talking betting. Today's show is presented by BetUS. My name is Jake Asman, and joining me today to talk all things Knicks ahead of what should be an exciting season that kicks off tonight at Madison Square Garden is Coach James Young, the lead basketball analyst with SportsGrid. Coach, appreciate your time. Welcome to KnicksFanTV.
Listen, Jake, it's great to be on with you, and what a glorious time as a Knicks fan, a Knicks team that really, for the first time, we could talk about continuity, consistency, depth, coaching. This is going to be a really, really, really exciting season for us Knicks fans.
No doubt, and it kicks off tonight. And if you're headed to the game or you're looking for somewhere to watch the game, reminder, the KFTV watch party at the Dean NYC, 214 West 39th Street, pregame happy hour and watch party. It starts at 5 p.m. RSVP at KFTVwatch.com. I'm going to be checking it out before the game. Of course, CP and the crew, they're going to be there. It's right down the street from MSG, and then the Knicks and the Celtics, of course, tip off at 7 o'clock. So we got the watch party tonight, got the pregame show on the channel, and, of course, the usual Knicks postgame show right after the game. But, Coach, I want to start with just kind of a big picture view of this Knicks team, and then we'll get into some bets that you can make over at BetUS. The Knicks rolling with a lot of continuity, right? They bring back basically the same team from a season ago, with the exception being Obi Toppin being replaced by Dante DiVincenzo. Your thoughts on this roster, the young players on it, and kind of the projection for where this Knicks team is headed?
Well, continuity, Jake, is the main thing that makes the Knicks an exciting team this year. And you've seen the progression of this team over the years. We can't talk about maybe arguably the best free agent signing that the Knicks have had maybe ever in Jalen Brunson, and the leadership and the point guard skills that he brought to the team, but his also ability to close the game. And now in a situation where we don't have to go to ISO ball with Julius Randle late in games, we have a guy that's a flat out finisher. But when you take a look at the Knicks, forget about the Villanova Knicks, forget about Tibbs, even forget about Randle. This season, folks, is going to hinge on the development of the younger core, the guys that have been here, the guys that have been drafted by this organization. Does R.J. Barrett take the next step and become a consistent three-point shooter? He's gone in ways where he shot it well, then he's had rough stretches. Emmanuel Quickley, yes, he didn't get the contract extension, and yes, he should have been sixth man of the year. Let's just get that out in the open right now. That was a highway robbery that happened to IQ. But let's quickly take that next step and become someone that become also a closer, and someone you can go with sometimes in a two backcourt set late in games with Jalen Brunson. Now you can play first side, second side of the floor. Quentin Grimes has got to be the one we have to watch more than anything. His release is as quick as anybody. I know people were knocking that J.J. Redick was working with him. Well, whatever J.J. did, it seemed to work. And I think the thing about Grimes is coming out of Houston, we thought 3-and-D. His ability to get to the rack and his pull-up game will be something to watch. And I think he's going to be a big part of the growth. And lastly, Mitchell Robinson. He's got the money. He had a career high in rebounds. Field goal percentage continues to be impressive. Had a really good preseason. Really I know we're worried about the defense, but I'm throwing out that 131-106 loss to Washington at the end of preseason. His 12 and 11 in 24 minutes. Mitchell Robinson could be a double-double machine. And if you get these young guys to play and accelerate their game, along with the core pieces, the Randalls, the Brunsons, obviously, Hartenstein off the bench, Tibbs. And then here's the last caveat, folks. Besides Oklahoma City, the Knicks have more draft capital than anyone else in the NBA. At some point, Leon Rose, Worldwide West, they're going to swing and get a star. Is it Embiid? Is it Donovan Mitchell? We don't know. But at least now we have the continuity, and the Knicks have finally done it right, which is you build with young players, you get the picks, and then at the end, if you want to go get the superstar, you go and do it. The Knicks are set up for now, but also for the future.
You're watching the KFTV betting show. Hit the like button. Salute Knicks Nation. It's opening night, Knicks and Celtics tonight, and we got some bets that you can make on BetUS that we're going to get into here momentarily. But, Coach, from one coach to another, before we do that, your thoughts on Tom Thibodeau, because he's a polarizing topic when it comes to Knicks fans. There are Knicks fans who love the guy. There are Knicks fans who don't like the guy. As someone who knows coaching as well as you do, your thoughts on Tibbs entering what will be a pivotal fourth season here as the Knicks head coach?
Let's be honest, Jake, it is a pivotal fourth season, and Tibbs is a polarizing figure. But for all those people who are knocking him, aren't we the same fan base that's been screaming and loved Jeff Van Gundy for all these years? Well, here is your Van Gundy disciple right here. And one thing I want to get out in the open, folks, I want people to understand this. People have knocked Tom Thibodeau as a defense-only coach. Now, listen, end the game, yes, everything can be cleaned up a little bit better. No ISO ball. I think they addressed that more with Brunson getting the ball of his hands. But the Knicks were higher up in pace than people realized last year, and it's going to be interesting how it goes through. Now, here's the tough part. If this team regresses, and listen, it happened in Minnesota, it happened in Chicago, Tom Thibodeau's teams turn south, and it usually gets bad, and that's when he gets let go. But I got a feeling he's figuring it out. He's got a good roster, and here's the thing. Randall loves him. Brunson loves him, and as much as he gets on him, RJ loves him. So if your core guys are still supporting you, it's a players' league. I expect a big things out of Tom Thibodeau and his team this year.
Now let's talk Knicks betting that you can make over at BetUS, one of the leading online betting platforms out there. They obviously offer a wide range of sports betting and casino games. You name the sport, and BetUS has it. All the information to sign up is in the description, of course, for this video. But from a Knicks perspective, Coach, let's start with this one. The Knicks and their seeding. There's a bet you can make over at BetUS on where the Knicks are going to be placed as far as the seeding in the Eastern Conference. Would you go over or under 6.5? The Knicks, of course, were the 5 seed a season ago.
I'm going over 6.5, just so people understand. Over means a better seed. Don't think
Correct.
Over as 7 or lower. Knicks are going to be a top 6 seed in the Eastern Conference. Listen, is the class of the Eastern Conference Boston, Milwaukee? Yes, but I really do have concerns for both teams. We'll see it tonight with Boston, because I don't know. We've seen Kristaps Porzingis as a polarizing figure for the Knicks, someone that can't stay healthy for long periods of time, and you know what's always undefeated, and that's Father Time, and it's going to catch up to Al Horford eventually. Hint, hint, Mitchell Robinson should eat on the glass tonight. And then obviously we talked about, Milwaukee. I think Milwaukee may struggle first-year head coach with Adrian Griffin. They're going to miss Drew Holiday a lot more than people think on the defensive end. Now, when you get to the Knicks and the seeding, if I say those two teams are better, now, where are we going? Where are the other teams in the East? Well, if you look at Philadelphia, James Harden just showed back up after missing, about a week and a half? We know that's going to implode. Does that signal that Joel Embiid is going to want to get out? Tobias Harris is a free agent. So Philadelphia's got questions. I really have questions in Cleveland, because we all know Donovan Mitchell does not want to stay there, and he wants to come to the Mecca. So there's problems there. Miami, they were missing Strus leaving. They're missing Vincent leaving. That is going to be bigger problems than you think. So when you start looking at all of this, even if those 3 teams finish ahead of the Knicks, that's still the 6th seed. I think the Knicks are a 5 or a 4 seed in the Eastern Conference this year because of the continuity, because of Jalen Brunson. But like I said before, Jake, the improvement of the guards of Barrett, Quickly Grimes, the development of Robinson, and also, folks, don't sleep on Jericho Sims. They may play him and Hartenstein a little bit in that second unit. Sneaky athletic, the two of them. Knicks, better than the 7th seed, I would say, this season.
Another bet you can make over at BetUS is the specific placement where the Knicks will be in their own division, the Atlantic Division. Is there something you like here? Where could you see the Knicks finishing here in their own division?
Knicks fans, listen, I don't know if I drank the orange and blue Kool-Aid. I don't know. The sky is blue. The sun is orange. It's a great day in New York. I am buying the Knicks, folks, to finish in 2nd place in the Atlantic Division. Now, with BetUS, you can do a couple of things because it's both plus money. You can put 2 units to finish 3rd, and you put one unit to finish second, either way, you're coming out with plus money if you want to play it that way. But if you want to play it one way, I am going to go second in the Atlantic Division, Jake, because of the problems that I think are going to exist in Philadelphia. I think there are real issues there. You've seen James Harden not happy in Oklahoma City, got himself to Houston, ate himself out of Houston, went to Brooklyn, not happy with Kyrie, went to Philly, and he will single-handedly torpedo that entire organization to get himself out. I don't know what Daryl Morey is thinking. But as Knicks fans, we want all that drama down I-95 a little bit to the south and to the west. Please let y'all have all that drama. We will gladly take your shortcomings and make it part of our destiny. Knicks plus money to finish second, Jake, in the Atlantic Division.
Coach, I'm going to save the Knicks win total bet for last because I think a lot of Knicks fans are curious your take on that. But you and I were talking off air. You've already even mentioned this player's name. You're a big Mitchell Robinson guy. So what at BetUS do you specifically like for Mitch?
Mitchell Robinson finished with over 9 rebounds a game on BetUS is the play I really like. Mitchell Robinson, folks, averaged 9.4 rebounds per game, finished 14th, I do believe, in NBA in rebounding. And someone that really, if you really want to say it, has been up and down. And with Mitch, folks, and let's be honest with you, Mitch has everything to do with two things: injuries, foul trouble. Can Mitch stay healthy, and can Mitch not get himself into foul trouble? But what I saw, particularly in that series against Cleveland, the last 2 games getting 11 and 18 rebounds, and then having 3 double-digit rebounding games versus the Miami Heat, shows that the backbone of this team on the back end is Mitchell Robinson. Also, folks, one of the better offensive rebounding players in the NBA. He stays around the dunk spot area. He's always in the lane, clogging it up. So I do believe Mitchell Robinson over 9 rebounds a game this year. And anytime you can find double-double markets for Mitchell Robinson at plus money, like tonight if it is, go to BetUS, bet Mitchell Robinson to get double-doubles.
Now everyone's favorite, and this was a wager I've already placed, the Knicks win total. And at BetUS right now, the Knicks over-under is set at 45.5. So Coach James Young, are you going over or under on the Knicks winning 45.5 games or more?
Jake, because of the continuity, because of the coaching, because of the development of the guards, because of Jalen Brunson, because of what I fact is, I think they're the second best team in the division. There's no way, Jake, that I could say the Knicks finish second and turn around and say the Knicks go under 45.5 wins. That means that those teams are right at about the 500 mark at 44 wins. That's not going to happen. Knicks are going to finish over 45.5 wins. I think a 48 to 50 win team. And I will say this, and this is the bullish bet of them all. If it breaks right, and you get the right matchup, I will say this. I think the Knicks can make it actually all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals. I really think when it comes down to it, they are the 3rd best team in the East. There's too many. I got concerns with Milwaukee. I got concerns with Boston. You can tell me it's a Knick propaganda all you want. Like I said, the sky is blue. The sun is out. I'm drinking all that Kool-Aid. It ain't Haterade. It's Knick-Aid. Knicks will go over 45.5 wins this year, Jake.
If you look at it at BetUS right now, the over is actually minus 110. As far as the pricing, the under's priced more at minus 120. So to me, there's actually value right now at minus 110. That's pretty much a standard bet that you would make if you were just taking a team, let's say, with like, the spread for a given night. So minus 110, the over. I'm with you. Barring injuries, I don't see how this Knicks team is not a better team from the jump. I mean, Jalen Brunson, if he's anywhere close to the guy we saw in the playoffs now, going forward in the regular season, now that he's kind of established himself as the guy on this team, Coach, I'd be shocked if this is a Knicks team that doesn't win at least 46 or more games.
I would be shocked too. I think 48 to 50 is the sweet spot. Listen, folks, we know off the jump their schedule is not easy. Their 3 games and 4 nights to start the year is going to be tough. But I do think this team is built for it. And here's the other thing. Forget the load management crap, okay? Tom Thibodeau plays his guys. That is the other thing. You saw what happened last night with LeBron only playing 29 minutes, Darvin Ham is going to lower his minute load to save him for the playoffs. That ain't tips. You know what I'm saying? We need to worry sometimes how our guys are going to feel at the end of the season because they play so many minutes. Knicks over 45.5 wins, 46 wins or plus. I think it's 48-50, Jake, is where they finish.
Let's go, Knicks. It's going to be a heck of a season. It's going to be a heck of a night. Coach, I want to thank you so much for making some time for us here on the channel. Of course, Coach James Young. Find him on Twitter. And, of course, he is the lead basketball analyst for Sports Grid. Thanks so much for your time.
Thanks, Jake. Appreciate it.
So, guys, Knicks fans, salute. Tonight, the home opener, pregame happy hour and watch party at the Dean NYC, starting at 5 p.m. You got the pregame show on the channel, the postgame show with the fellas. It is going to be an incredible night of Knicks basketball. Thanks for watching. For James Young, this is Jake Asman saying I'll see you at the Garden, and I'll see you on KnicksFanTV. Let's go, Knicks.